to actually produce further growth.
Yeah, I understand. Who is going to make a decision for company direction? This is a major responsibility owned by shareholders.
Yes.
But recently, like Donald Trump or like Macron in France, if they're going to speak out, okay, we need to much more emphasize on labor in power instead of stockholder, shifting those directions. This is a government responsibility.
I think it's a very good trend that we are going to maybe put some limits to the shareholder maximization, because shareholder maximization means that you need to make your profit numbers every quarter, and making a profit is not a short-term profit and long-term profit are not always in line, because to make a long-term profit you need to invest. Invest requires capital, and if you need to make those costs, that means that you reduce your profit for this quarter. By doing that, you're reducing shareholder maximization. So shareholder maximization is really focusing on short term. And
everybody recognizes this is not.
Everybody recognizes that, but
This is not true.
if you look at how CEOs of companies are being rewarded, it's often very directly linked to the share price.
Exactly, they got 20 million, 30 million, some persons 100 million per year for their reward.
Right.
This is ridiculous,
Right.
right? So if they're going to like a Huawei, they are doing why they are going to do well. They are working with workers, engineers. So engineers support him, Ren Zhenghui. So this caused good tendency for this company, and everybody very energetic to contribute the company, right?
Yeah.
So workers need to recognize, to consider how to focus on the company's growth, company profit,
Yeah.
instead of shareholders. This is very important.
Absolutely, and this is I feel that the whole trend of shareholder maximization, etc. It's just like it's become almost like a religion. If you think about it, if you stop and think about it, okay, basically this doesn't make sense. Why should we focus on maximizing profit every quarter? If you look at the long term, you need to acknowledge the fact that sometimes you need to stop, invest, and stop doing certain things because it's a dying industry, and invest in new industry. So you need to make reservations in order to develop skills, in order to build up new factories and things like that. But shareholders nowadays do not allow it because they're only investing their money in companies who are serving their interest, and that is shareholder maximization in the short term. And shareholders have basically, I mean, I can be a shareholder for a week, for a month, and then I can change my money and go somewhere else. So I do not necessarily have the best interest of the company in mind. I only have my own interest in mind. Now I think actually, adding to that Japanese investors have more long-term perspective than most of their global counterparts.
They are not now. They was, but they are not now. Very similar to the United States. They focus on shareholders, right? That 2 or 3 decades ago, they much more emphasized on workers, lifetime employment, not anymore. That's wrong. They don't make investment for the people.
What changed the situation?
They try to liken to the United States.
Oh, they followed the
Right,
system
right,
in the
right, yeah.
US.
I mean, in Japan, basically the return on stock is quite low.
The stock.
Yeah, so the profit you can get out of your shareholdings
Okay.
is quite low. But I still feel sometimes like, why do shareholders not send their CEOs home? They seem to be very forgiving to the CEOs of the companies that they buy shares in.
Huh? Sorry.
I feel that basically, if you screw up as a CEO of a company in a Western company, then the shareholders will basically kick you out very easily. But in Japan, it's not like that.
No.
It's not like that. They are much more forgiving. To
This is
CEOs who
another
make
problem. Japan kind of CEO is ladder stepping up system, right? But the CEOs, he himself, they have talent to lead the company. No, just stepping up at the top, right? So he can't make judgment. He can't lead the company. This is a problem. American companies, they actually doing their management. Though they got $100 million US a year, no problem, because they can manage the company. Japan is different. Japanese company, top executives, they do not manage the company. And who's going to make decision? Nobody. That's the reason why several decades no growth in Japan, right? And this is a problem. But Takashi knows that this is a big problem. This morning, we discussed about this issue. Why Japanese company no growth? Decision making is very slow, right? And even though they're going to have growth consequences, but they're going to miss. And even if they're going to make judgment, but actual taking action is too slow. And this reason is just this company's structural organization, right? Top executives, they don't make decisions, even if they're going to make decision, but actually happen to take time because of kind of negotiation steps were going to be required, right? It's not good. But we can solve kind of solution to the problem because this is fundamentally based upon culture, right? So this is not
But nowadays, the shareholders of Japanese like top companies, Sony.
Oh, this is the shareholders.
So it's not only Japanese anymore. It's like almost 50% of the capital is held by foreigners, right?
This is another problem. After the problem, foreign shareholders, they have big boys, and they're asking them to get more short-term period profit. Well, this is not following to Japanese companies' culture. So this is kind of discrepancies is prevailing for big Japanese companies. Right? Nissan's case is different. Nissan, I actually Gon did good job for Nissan, but kick me out. What happened? Nissan almost nothing, no profit.
No profit.
Japanese people cannot manage their own company.
Well, I must say it happened very, very fast. That Nissan from a top company to a company that is now really in trouble. It's not only Nissan, right? It's actually the global trend for car makers is not good at the moment. Global car sales are down, so it's not only we cannot only look at Nissan, but it's very, very fast. I'm very surprised how quickly this company falls over. So I wonder if not something was happening already while this happened. And you heard the latest news that is that Saikawa is also already out, ne?
But the case is very similar kind
To
of
Gon.
sort of bribe. Right.
But he basically he took money that he shouldn't have taken.
Oh, right. Kind of bribe.
Why? It was 400,000. Now that's a lot of money, but for a
No,
person
small
who makes
money.
his money, for somebody, no, it's not small money,
Small
but
money.
but for a person who makes his income, it doesn't really make sense. But apparently, he has been asking for this. That's why he was out. He asked somebody to do this for him.
It's Gon get
Stupid.
a lot of money, so he sold 400,000 US a bit.
So I can take it.
Yeah, I can take it. That's just very Japanese kind of characteristic issues. I should not blame
But it's
him.
stupid. Like, of course, everything is now under a magnifying glass.